What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to NSA Bulls Podcast. Welcome back to NSA Bulls Podcast, where we talk about the Chicago Bulls, the NBA as a whole, and other topics worth discussing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
what's up, y'all?
Yeah.
So we're back for another season.
Yes.
This is our second season. You know, we're not rookies anymore.
No, we certainly not.
Second year.
A little bit more expectation, just like the Bulls season, formulating together for the first time last year, and now they together for a second year with more talent. So that being the case is kind of parallel to our situation. Yeah. So for real. So how y'all feeling today though?
Awesome.
Feeling good. Feeling very refreshed after a nice little break. Got to recharge. Got to live life a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was off season for the Bulls, off season for us. We want these Bulls to be good, man. I'm gonna just dive right into it. I want these Bulls to be good.
Exactly.
What did we do last year? What was the recap for last year? What seed did we end up with last year?
We ended up with the 6th seed last year.
With the 6th seed. And what was our record approximately? We had 45 wins?
Roughly about 45, I can remember correctly. And we, saw the defending champs in the first round. Good way to develop for the following year. If you're going to lose to the best out there, at the time. So, coming to this new season, Zach got the max signing, as y'all all aware of, and we're just looking for more expectation from him individually. We're looking for more expectation from the team. Still got questions about Lonzo Ball. It's just a lot all up in the air right now. So still early in the season, and just trying to remain optimistic. But nonetheless, we just played Philadelphia last night.
Yeah.
Going into this update recently, the Bulls currently right now are 10th in the Eastern Conference. It's all jumbled right now,
really
so it's still kind of early, but Philly, we still having a hard time with them. We ain't beat them in probably 4 years. It's been a long time. Joel Embiid has still not lost a game to us his entire career, which is kind of hard, kind of crazy to say. He didn't have a monster game. I think he put up like 25, but we had 3 guys over 20 points. How did y'all take away that game, in terms of what y'all saw?
DeMar DeRozan had 24. Vooch had 23. Zach LaVine had 20. Patrick Williams had 9 points. I'm going to be... Y'all know where I'm going with this.
Go ahead and just say it, man.
Patrick Williams.
What's up?
We got our eyes on you this year. We got our eyes on you this year.
Damn, you say he on the hot seat?
Hey, I'm not trying to talk about him. I'm just trying to say that, expectations. What's his third year, right?
Yeah, I believe it's his 4th season. I think it's his 4th season.
But one of them years he sat out though. He ain't really.
Yeah.
He was injured.
Well, when you get NBA money, it still counts. Still a pro, even though technically you're not on the floor.
This is now.
He didn't play much last year either, though.
Yeah. Now he's not on that. He don't have to take it easy anymore. Like really, just let the talent flow.
Yeah,
that's just a lot of pressure, right?
No,
I think a lot of people. So. I think a lot of people are saying though, like same thing you saying. Like, man, we ready for him to take off. It's either like that or a lot of people I still got faith in him.
Yeah.
Slowly turn into this Kawhi Leonard type player.
Yeah, I think that's a little far fetched to ask for that.
I'm just talking about the comparison, like the type of player.
Yeah, I mean the way I look at it is like he has a temperament visually that reminds you of Kawhi Leonard, but
or Tim Duncan.
Yeah, but he got a long way to go so he can be in that category. It's just lack of aggression, when those other guys are not playing like we saw last year. As a recap, it was a game against Utah, and they sat all the starters out for Utah, sat all the starters out for the Bulls as they locked up a playoff seed. He put up pretty good numbers there.
But didn't Andrew Wiggins have a slow start too? When he was on Cleveland, everybody was like, "Man, he too passive. He too."
Well, he never played for Cleveland, but I get your point though.
Andrew Wiggins?
No, he never played for Cleveland. He got traded. He got traded for Kevin Love at the time. He went to Minnesota. But to your point, though, I get your point because, Andrew Wiggins, for his expectation level, had a slow start. But technically, the man was still getting 18 to 20 points a game. Yeah. It's just that it was coming on losing efforts, and it felt like it was, not impactful. And like he getting 20, but they still holding the L. Right. So it was
it's not that much pressure on Williams right now because you're surrounded by a lot of talent. It's not like you have to go out there and win games for us.
Right.
All you gotta do is give us a dub a game.
I like that point of view because
20
it's
points,
a dub.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a dub might be too much asking for the role he played, but I agree with your point though. I feel like he needs to stop thinking about it because technically, when you in that fourth option, it's. People look at it like, okay, I'm getting less touches, so it's easier for me to make mistakes and not get the ball back for a minute, right? Yeah. But the other part I look at is like, it's easy for you to be free flowing because the defense ain't paying attention to you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, which way you want to look at it? I look at it more so as him being a veteran now. Well, it's hard to say that word strongly, but he's been in the league long enough where it's like, all right, it's time for you to kick it into another gear, especially with the type of minutes that he gets. But going to your point, I personally think that he should come off the bench. I think depending on the matchup that we go against, I feel like Derrick Jones Jr. should be a starter at a lot of times because of his ability to cover defensively. Patrick Williams can do it a little bit too, but it feels like Derrick Jones Jr. is a little bit more comfortable because he's been in the league also actually longer than Patrick Williams, and he pretty okay-ish jump shooter from three in the corner. He's better than Javonte Green, that's for sure. As far as the jump shot.
He's not scared to shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Patrick Williams should start in order for him to get that consistency and confidence and, just starting every game and then, getting that repetition and that experience. I mean, now if it continues, if the trend is he's not performing, then yeah, you make a switch. But
yeah,
he stick with him for right now.
He got the Bulls in I wouldn't say uncompromising position, but he got the Bulls in a situation where if he does not level up, his value is going to drop. It's going to be hard to trade him for a good piece. So it's like that.
More veteran.
Exactly. For teams to even say, yeah, I think we got some on our hands. So we'll see. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah. So that was against Philly, and we still lost. So Zach LaVine.
Let's talk about it.
He had 20 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 34 minutes.
Not good enough.
Is the man hurt? What's going on?
No, man. He on the load management stuff, and he wasn't doing this before he got the money.
Why do people get on load management?
Well, I look at it as okay, I get it, protect your investment for the future, right? But I feel like it's a thin line between that, though.
Now,
first game of the season, why you load management?
Now the Spurs game, they played the Spurs. They lost to the Spurs a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Now he set out that game, and the news says knee.
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over. My thing is that they're saving him for games that they find to be more important. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not saying it's factual. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Rest your
knee if you can.
Right.
Exactly. They're like, we only gonna want to play him for a marquee matchup.
The thing is, we supposed to be winning those games.
Yeah,
that's gonna sit out.
Exactly. Or better yet, like what you said, I agree with that. If he gonna sit out for one game, he better give me 35 the next. That's how I look at it because you just got extra rest that the other guys did not get. So I'm like, I need 35 from you.
So do you think it's, not to cut you off, do you think it's expected for when the Bulls are full, everyone's in the all the starters are there starting? Do you think the expectation is they win that game in the regular season?
Yes, I feel like they're formidable enough talent wise to win or be in the game for every game they play and every game they win.
I was like just thinking from a coaching staff perspective, they got the schedule right. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they got copies, they got drafts of games. They pretty much know how they're gonna load manage his schedule, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, with that point being said, I think it's a necessary evil. But I mean, fans wise, it's a necessary evil. But hey, man, like you said, at the end of the day, they trying to protect their investment.
My thing about the whole protect investment thing is that you have to have like concrete rhythm with your team before you implement that. So my thing is like this, like we saw Zach LaVine last night, right? Fourth quarter. He's our second best player, right? Last year on his time, it was like, who's our best player? Is it DeRozan? That was clear cut and dry as DeRozan, right? We know that now. But when it comes to LaVine, we need him to be able to relieve some pressure off of DeRozan by being a
30-pointer.
Exactly. But not just that, adding on to that point, fourth quarter time, you have to relieve him because you are primarily a scorer just like he is. Mm-hmm. So you on the court for that reason primarily. You need to score. And I saw some open looks that he just couldn't convert on. Open looks, mid-range open looks, not long ball shots, open looks in the mid-range, and he couldn't convert. Yeah. Nobody's perfect.
Missing layups.
Exactly. But my thing is if you doing that, that's, to me, that's more of an attestment why you should be playing more. Mm-hmm. Because we need you to be ready, because we're not going to be blowing teams out. There's going to be a lot of games where it's going to come down to 1 to 2 possessions, and we need everybody to be comfortable in their pocket. Like, this is what we do in this moment. We can't do the whole, let's get DeRozan on a heroic trip, because, yeah, he can get it done, but defenses are smart, like we saw Milwaukee. They're not going to let you do the same thing every time. You know, if you play them 4 times, which we will this season, and 3 out of those games is going to go down to 2 possession games, they're not going to let DeRozan just walk the ball to the court and just, like, try to find his shot. They're not going to let that happen, or not as easy. So it make it easier for a guy like Zach LaVine to, you know, make it more harder to, like, make that happen for our defense to try to hone in on DeRozan. So that's how I look at it. So I'm looking for more from LaVine. Max money, I need max effort. That's what I need.
Yeah, I mean, for real, straight up. We got to see it on a nightly basis. Yeah. I mean, I feel like he should be getting 30 a game. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think that's too much to ask for.
No, it's not. He did average 26 last season.
Yeah, I mean, bro, you can, if it ain't going to be 30, it can be close, 27 a game. 27. I mean, we deserve it.
Exactly.
We deserve it.
Now, switching the topic, but staying on the topic for the Bulls, I do feel like other guys are raising their game up early, like Io. Io's looking really good out there for us. You know, I give him about 2 years. He might even be an all-star. You know, he got really good. See, that's what I mean by temperament. Like, he come on the court, he not afraid to do things. He don't look timid out there. He know he's not the second or third option. He just react. Right. Patrick Williams is not like that.
And that's my issue.
And
that's what
Patrick been
Williams
longer than him.
Bad. That's why he looking bad.
Yeah.
That's why Patrick Williams is looking bad, because you got this young bull, second year in the league. He already proved more in his first year than he proved and you've done in your whole career.
That's
NBA
tough.
Career, in your NBA career. You haven't done nothing.
Yeah.
You haven't done nothing. You was good in the preseason.
Exactly.
Don't matter.
Yeah. Exactly.
Come on, bro. Get it together. Hit these shots. All you got to do is play your role.
Exactly.
If everybody play their role and play it good, we got enough talent for everybody to excel, bro.
Exactly.
Ain't no pressure on nobody.
Exactly. First game of the season, Io had 16 points on 50% shooting.
Shouldn't be pressure on nobody. It shouldn't even be pressure on DeRozan because you got LaVine.
Yeah.
That's why LaVine need to be averaging 27.
Exactly. I agree.
They got a good core.
You even got Kobe White. Kobe White plays okay. He been playing okay.
Yeah,
he be getting his shit together because we was on his ass last year. Hey man, hit your shots, bro.
Exactly. You a professional basketball player. Okay, listen, I'm not saying I can do their job, but this is what y'all do for a living. You do this for a living, you get 10 open jump shots, you better convert 5. Like these are not Kobe Bryant shots where you gotta hit it with guys hanging off of you. Nobody asked you to do all that.
They should be
just hit open shots. You shoot them in practice all the time, hit them in the game.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So I know it's just super early right now. We're the 10th seed though. Played 7 games, so 3 and 4. So what teams do you think are not going to make it in the playoffs that are above us right now? I'm gonna read the teams out.
Go ahead.
First, you got the Bucks. You got the Cavaliers. You got the Hawks, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Wizards, the Raptors, the Hornets, and the 76ers. How do y'all feel about those teams above us? I mean, we expect to make the playoffs. So who's gonna get out that picture for us to make some room?
That's an excellent question. It's gonna be, and this is exactly another reason, adding to what we just talked about, why Zach LaVine needs to play, because there's teams that are in the mix that we weren't thinking about last year, i.e. Cleveland Cavaliers, because they are in our division and they're scary, man. That's scary team. We're gonna talk about them later on.
That's big.
Yeah, but it's pretty tough. You talk about like in that Eastern Conference, Milwaukee is definitely going. That's no question about it.
Cavaliers
going. That's no question about it. Atlanta currently in the 3rd seed right now.
Who's Atlanta?
Yeah, they in the
Austin.
Atlanta is the 3rd seed.
Yeah. So they in the 3rd seed right now. So,
I think Bulls should be when it's all said and done. Are we doing like halfway mark? Like
I would probably have to say the Raptors if I say anybody. Raptors and Wizards.
Wizards.
Like Raptors and Wizards. Because Sixers not even in the frame right now either, and they definitely gonna be in there. I mean, I don't see Harden and Embiid not getting to the playoffs.
Do y'all think the Hawks are gonna make the playoffs?
Yes.
Do you think the Knicks are gonna make the playoffs?
No.
The Wizards?
No.
Wizards might be like 7, 8 seed.
Now, do y'all think the Raptors or the Hornets are gonna make the playoffs?
Good question. I'll probably lean more towards. I literally just said the Raptors.
I want to say the Hornets, but I don't think it's a lot of uncertainty right now. I feel like LaMelo just got hurt. You don't even have Bridges anymore. Like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. I'll probably say the Raptors gonna make it. I'm gonna go back on my last when you position it that way. I'll probably say Hornets probably not gonna make it for the long haul. And then we got Bulls and Sixers gonna ease some ways into there. So that's why I said I don't think the Wizards gonna make it. But then again, the Knicks are not gonna make it. So
what about the Hawks? You think the Hawks will probably?
I think the Hawks gonna make it because I feel like Trae Young. I've given him my own version of criticism, before, but because I say he not Steph, but that's
all those teams.
But he gonna make it though. They gonna make it. He a elite player.
It's Bucks. Yeah. It's Boston. Then it's the Bulls, and then Philly.
Top teams.
That's top 4.
Man, these Bulls, man. Buckle up, y'all. It's gonna be an interesting season. We got a lot of good teams right now.
Yeah, we really do.
A lot of good teams.
A lot of good talent where you have to bring your A game every night. Like we just lost to San Antonio and they're not even in our conference, but they play hard every night because they coach won't allow anything less. We got out coached in that game, and I feel like we needed stops early in the game and they just did not put the right roster in, and I just feel like sometimes these losses can fall on our coaching as opposed to like our players and their effort. Just, having the right guys out there for key stops, and that's what we need to sometimes hone in on. You ain't going to stop everybody in the league. That's why these guys in the league. But, good teams are able to get key stops, especially when they're going against elite talent that is going to be in the conference finals, And I think that list don't even show Miami Heat in there yet. See what I'm saying? So
wow.
And Miami's gonna be in there. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be.
And we
it's
didn't even talk about the Nets.
Exactly, the Brooklyn Nets.
They don't look good.
We didn't even talk about the Nets,
but that's early. We can. It's coming up.
So around the league, as we look around the league, we got a bunch of teams that we haven't talked about yet, like the Nets. Like what's going on? What's going on in Brooklyn right now?
Man, they ain't got no defense. Their defense is ass. Like rotations is bad. Like they not getting enough rebounds. And when you don't know how to defend and you can't rebound, like that's a recipe for disaster because they got guys that can keep up scoring with cats like Kyrie and KD, right? But the problem is you can't stop anybody. Yeah, and then the KD defense looked just like how it used to look prior to him going to Golden State. His defense, don't look that good, and it's just like, I saw somewhere, I'm not big on the whole analytics too much, but some stuff is very telling. Like I think it said something like he got the lowest plus minus in the league as of right now. Obviously that'll change, but that's what, I saw something that came across that it said that like he like a negative 58, something like that, right now. So he putting up the numbers, he ain't getting no stops. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it just seemed like the pairing of KD and Kyrie, they a little too confident, man. They a little too ego driven. It's like, yeah, you got all this talent, you a Hall of Famer, but I feel like they playing like they ain't putting the work in, like off court. You know what I'm saying?
I always feel like accountability goes on all spectrums, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to put a percentage on it, how much would you say between those two guys is more on KD or is it more on Kyrie, or would you say it's about 50-50?
I think it's more Kyrie.
More Kyrie.
But like KD, when he got his own team, it's like the same type, like you said, the same type of thing. So it's not a big gap, but it's slightly more Kyrie. But I don't think KD is a true like leader.
I mean, right now
and I agree with that.
Right now, KD's averaging 32 points.
See what I'm saying?
He's a good Scottie Pippen.
So the thing is, he a good Scottie Pippen.
That's a really good analogy.
Nah,
I get what he's trying to say though, but I would say Scottie's a better leader in instances, clearly than.
This reminds me of a conversation I was having yesterday with somebody, and we were comparing Scottie Pippen and Jimmy Butler.
That's interesting.
And to be totally transparent,
Yeah,
I feel like Jimmy Butler is overall talent better than Scottie Pippen. I feel like that's kind of a given though. Overall talent is better, and that even goes with the conversation of talent nowadays versus back then, because these players nowadays have to pretty much do so much than the players did before on an overall basis. Because Scottie Pippen was looked at as a defensive player. Give me a couple good buckets, 20 points, 25 points a game, good game. You locked up our key offensive players. But now you got players in the league now that's supposed to do both. It's not just, you don't just have defensive players. Now these defensive players got to score. You got to score some points.
I get you on that. I would say, I don't know. Like, I get that. I see your point of view in that, but I'm going to swing the other direction. I think it's more Scottie Pippen is a little bit more talented because his demand of what he needed, his teammates needed him to do. Like, he was running point forward. Like, so he had to do what you just said, and then he had to also initiate the offense a lot of times, because them teams back then, like, that he was on, even if you take the Bulls out of there, outside of like Damon Stoudemire, him being a point guard, and he was really, really nice. When the games got down to the trenches, he was doing a lot of like what LeBron do, just not that high of a level. But he was basically just saying like, all right, I'm running the ball up the court. I'm going to initiate the offense. Whoever was our point guard for the first 2 quarters, he ain't our point guard the last 12 minutes of the game. Like, we're going to have to find a way to get the ball and push it up, because that's really what his role was. And Jimmy does that a little bit, but he's still relying on Kyle Lowry to kind of do that as well. So, but your point is made, though. You have a valid point on that, in terms of like the demand that Jimmy has. Yeah. Jimmy needs to get 20, 25. But the thing is, Jimmy not even a high efficient, not efficient, he's not a high volume scorer. Yeah. You don't get a lot of nights where they say Jimmy went for 50 tonight. Yeah. Jimmy going to get you about 35 if he has to. 40 in playoff games, pitiful games, but if he can get a win and get 22 points, that's what Jimmy's gonna do.
If he sometimes he come out with 10 points.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to give him all the praises, but I don't know. The reason we on this topic is Austin said KD is a better Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
The analogy is Batman and Robin, right? We all know. I feel like KD is a Robin, like he's a Robin. So.
He's not a Mike. He's not a Kobe. He's not a LeBron.
Those are Batman.
That's why he went to go play with Steph Curry.
And then that's why I'm saying like Kyrie and KD, they 2 Robins. It's like, yeah, they very good Robin. Robin ain't no bitch. I'm saying like, I'm just saying like he ain't no Batman either.
That's
like,
true.
Different.
KD don't know how to command a team. He don't know how to say like, get on this page or you're not on this team. He don't have that energy about him. Like there's guys like he's in like. How should I put it? For today's game, I would say Kevin Durant, in terms of the approach his team has when they look at him, is equivalent to Anthony Davis. When Anthony Davis is with the Pelicans, he putting up numbers, right?
Yeah.
But when nobody's saying, man, I really got to bring my A game tonight, Anthony Davis ain't going to put up with this shit. Nobody had that feeling like, like I need to step my game up. It was just like, no, I'm out here, and I know he gonna accept me.
He doesn't
Like he gonna accept me.
command
He's a
that.
good teammate. Yeah, he don't have that bruteness with him. Like get it together. Like he don't have that. At least he might do that off the camera, and he might be really a nice guy for his teammates, and they probably like really like that. But the effect isn't coming over. Like it's not like, all right, you know, clearly I'm not getting what I want. I'm not getting the wins, and I'm not getting y'all to play A level every night. You know, because their games look like, you know, like don't look as, to my point of view, it don't look like the effort is always there. You know, which now we on that topic, we talking about Ben Simmons too, you know, like he playing, but you know, he out there airballing layups.
Ben Simmons.
You know, and you know, coach is saying stuff like, oh, like, you know, we don't need him to score. I'm like, I don't understand. Like he like 6'10". He should go out there and he should get you 12 points, 14 points. That's not asking too much.
Ben Simmons is a good player.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he's not even in that realm. So I'm just saying, like, can we just get the 14?
Right.
Like, and I'm not even rooting for the team, but I'm just saying, like, 14 points. And Cameron is funny. I saw a video where he was just so sick of seeing Ben Simmons. He was just like, he's like, I feel like you just playing with me right now. Like he was just like,
who?
Cameron, the rapper.
Oh, I'm like, okay.
Because like, you know, he was just getting disgusted.
Right.
He was like, you airball left. He's like, I could go out there and get you 2 points and 6 fouls. He's like, this is not. He's like, nah, man. Like, so it's early on, but he looking like, if you don't want to play basketball, just don't play. Like, just retire. That's how he looking at it.
His ass is averaging 6.2 points a game right now.
Yeah, that's not it, man. That's not it. And I'm not saying points is the only thing.
And he only shot 1 3. He missed it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, he's a defensive player. He's like a 90s player.
No, man, don't even say that. Because there's guys in the 90s that could play defense. They still weren't doing that, though. Like, that's like come on, man. Like,
I mean,
that's
bro,
terrible.
you 90s basketball, you had stats like this.
No, they did not.
But the thing is, yes, you did. Cats was coming up, bro. He's averaging 6 points a game, bro.
All right,
90s and seven assists.
Man, that's not it though. How many minutes he playing?
He's 31.
See, that's ridiculous. He playing 31 minutes.
I mean, well, 7.2 assists.
He playing 70% of the game.
How many offensive rebounds he get?
He averaging 6.5 rebounds. I don't know.
He's 16. He should be getting that. Some things are given. Like if you 6'10" and you averaging 30 minutes a game, you should give me 6 rebounds.
I mean, but he's a point guard.
He should be getting more rebounds and offensive rebounds and putbacks. So I feel like personally 12 to 16 points is in his wheelhouse, and he's underperforming right now. So
yeah, he got a lot to prove. I mean, he's been gone for 2 years, and that's how the Nets are selling the idea. Like, oh, he's been gone for 2 years, but you know they're trying to support their teammate. Honestly, he just playing like ass. He needs to step his game up. You know, I mean, you got to be motivated. Like, what's your motivation?
Facts.
Tap into that, man. Getting all this money.
It's not looking good for Brooklyn.
Definitely not.
Are they like 1-5, 1-6?
Yeah, they 1-5 right now. Them and the Lakers. The Lakers,
they ain't even got a win yet, right?
That's the next topic.
Lakers look trash.
Lakers.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not trying to sound like somebody that's like find a lot of humor in this, but I do look forward to Undisputed, like after them Laker L's, because I know Shannon be losing it, man. He be upset. You could just tell, like, I mean, Laker fans in general, I mean, I would be upset too if the Bulls was like 0-5, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot to blame over there. What do y'all think the takes are? What do you think is the reason why they are in this situation right now?
LeBron? Shit. I think
You mean like on what particular level? Like,
I think like it's all right. It's partly LeBron because he's older and he definitely like doesn't have that edge. To me, my personal opinion, like he's kind of taking a dip. Or other players, like the league has just gotten better. Like every team is like well competent enough to like be motivated, and then with that motivation, they can beat LeBron, like whatever team he's on. You pair that with AD just playing like, you know, getting his numbers or whatever you want to call it, with the lack of shooting and with Russell Westbrook, like it's just a bad team.
Bad team they put you.
Right.
It is.
I mean, but it's some disappointment too because you're disappointed. Really, the blame is Anthony Davis. If you want to put the blame on somebody,
Anthony,
you're gonna have to put it on him because he's supposed to be the guy right now.
Yeah.
But he barely even. I mean, I don't even know if he's playing right now. Is he hurt? I know he fell on his back hard.
See, that's
one
the thing,
game.
man. It's a new circus with this cat every time, man. Like he always holding on to something, knee, leg, my back. It's always something, man. And I'm like, to me, it's like to me, it reads, it screams out improper conditioning, not conditioning your body the right way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're gonna get hurt, we get it, but why it always gotta be you? Like, why you always hurt? Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with both of y'all points. I feel like he's not commanding, he's not taking the position that he should be taking right now in his career. He's in his prime. I think he's like 28 years old. He's in his prime.
Supposed to be.
He got a championship ring on his resume now. He was always given that title in terms of top 5 players from ESPN, all of that.
Yeah, didn't he make that team over Dwight too?
Exactly, which was
disrespectful.
blasphemous. That was ridiculous for him to make a team like
Man,
that.
Anthony Davis, that's why I partly say it's LeBron's fault indirectly because I'm pretty sure LeBron is still off the court, putting in that work in the gym, like getting up shots, like working on his game. Like I can't speak to it. I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like, if LeBron wasn't there and it was just AD and another Robin, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll be more productive.
LeBron is averaging 25.8 points and shooting 44.5% from the field.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting up really good numbers.
9.4 rebounds and 7.2 assists. What else can you ask from a man that's damn near 40 years old? You can't ask, bro. That's literally exceptional numbers for a nigga knocking on 40. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
He said, "What more do you want from me?
What more can you?" The man's a bot. He's a bot.
Proof is in the pudding.
They hit that button. He turns on. He do his job.
The lights turn on in the gym.
Now the thing is, where is Anthony Davis? Is the man hurt? Is he not hurt?
They said I saw a post saying
I'm about to Google it.
They said a post. I saw a post. You gotta be careful like what post you're reading. Sometimes they be saying just wild stuff.
It'd be anybody.
But it was like a post that said like he's out again because of his back. And I'm like, wait, didn't he just have a back problem like not too long ago before that?
One day ago, Lakers ruled out Anthony Davis with lower back tightness. No, one of those games, I think it was one of the first games he fell on his back hard, super hard. I don't know if y'all seen it.
What was the result of that? Was it like physical play or he just...
Like somebody was doing a pump fake and he went for the fake and he fell.
And that's another thing. Other players they see the Lakers, like bigs, they probably like smell blood type shit. Like he's finna be rough, like more physical.
They know he's soft.
Yeah, bro. And see shit like that, like you pump faking and bridging somebody, like you already know AD don't know how to fall. He gonna
that's
fall
not a
awkward.
smart. That shows that you. I mean, you a vet now, bro. You shouldn't really be going for pump fakes like that. To be honest, especially one that could take your hip out. I mean, I ain't trying to talk about him.
No, I know. I mean, no, we just keeping it in a buck.
Yeah.
We just keeping it in a buck. I mean, Anthony Davis, man, is like underperforming, man. You're underperforming. Yeah. You're not available, and then when you available, it's like you're not impactful, like to the level he can be.
You ain't closing out games, winning games, doing what's up. You supposed to be taking the throne from LeBron in a way. I mean, in the superstar cap. Type shit.
He don't get a pass in a sense to me like maybe somebody like Westbrook does because Westbrook has been in the league A longer, B, he's been so conditioned to play a certain kind of way. Anthony Davis just won a championship with LeBron like 2 years ago, right? So how the media, not media, but just how people in general look at that is like, okay, you can do this then. All right. Now if they never had any success, then they'd be like, man, I don't know if this is working out. I don't think he could play with LeBron. Bro, you just won a championship with him. So I don't think that's the issue. I think it's more so like he need to go ahead and step his game up.
And the thing about Westbrook is like he does some things that's not going to show up on the stat sheet. He's one of those type of players. So he's going to get a lot of second chance offensive rebounds. Like, it's been videos like on TikTok and shit like that. And it like the media or whoever, people in general, quick to say Westbrook is trash. Now, he might be he's lacking in some areas, but he still provides some type of energy. You know, he provided something. Mm-hmm. And plus, this is the same Westbrook for like years now. Like, he's pretty much
know what you're going to get.
You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not his team, so he can't really do what he want to do. You know what I mean? He probably got some doubt just because of that.
Yep.
You know, but it's just more on Anthony Davis because, bro, it's like no excuses. Like, bro, you just got a bubble ring. That ring don't count, bro. Keep it real with you. Sorry, Laker fans. It don't count. You got a bubble ring. But what about outside the bubble? You know what I mean? The world was in a pandemonium. Niggas wasn't caring about basketball.
They didn't want to come to the bubble.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So since we got all out the way, I'm just saying, like, AD, give LeBron some help. Westbrook, keep your head up.
When I think of Anthony Davis not performing, I immediately think about those videos that one guy make. I can't think of his name right now, and he be making those videos like when LeBron loses, like, you not hooping, you not playing. Damn. Like, if we go into the locker room, he be reenacting. Like, I can't think of his name, but he really good. At
y'all
his
know
work.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, he really good at his work. His team is. But let's switch it up now.
All right,
let's switch it up. You know, we got a new thing that we're going to implement here, y'all. Yes, weekly basis, we're going to start talking about the top performers in the league for the week.
Okay.
So how we going to kick that off is we're going to call this CBG Certified Bucket Getters. Let's get to it. So 5 names that we're going to go off on in terms of the certified bucket getters for the week. First name being Trae Young, finished with 42 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists on 47% shooting. They're currently 3rd in the Eastern Conference right now, but they did have to hold that L to the Milwaukee Bucks. In the second place, which is tied, is those 2 monsters out in the Cleveland Cavaliers right now, Karis LeVert and Donovan Mitchell. 41 points apiece on 57% shooting. It's incredible. They destroyed Boston. They are currently sitting in the 2nd in the East right now behind Milwaukee. They are definitely a team that is going to be formidable down the stretch. And that 4th spot, because that 2nd and 3rd was tied between 2 players already. In that 4th spot, we got Luka Doncic. We got him for 41 11 and 14.
Sheesh.
Against the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn been getting their ass handed to them. Ja Morant did it. Yeah. Now, Luka's doing it. Luka did it a couple nights ago. And he did that on 50% shooting. And then at that 5th spot, we got an underrated player in Tyrese Maxey. Philadelphia 76ers own. He put up 44 points against the Toronto Raptors. Sheesh. 44 points on them. They did hold the L, but that's a tremendous performance. So all 40-point scores. There's a lot of talent in the league. We're definitely going to keep shooting this and letting y'all know in terms of those certified bucket getters for the week. And that's how we're going to take over.
Which one was your personal favorite?
My personal favorite? Good question.
What was the rundown again?
So that rundown was Trae Young for 42, right? He shot 47%. That combined between Karis LeVert and Donovan Mitchell went for 41 apiece on the same team. So if you're going to ask me, that's the most impressive.
I like the teamwork.
They went 41 apiece.
That's 82 points.
They did a LeBron and Kyrie 2016 finals.
Yeah.
They just ripped the defense up. 41 apiece. That's just crazy.
That's what's up.
And then, Luka was at the 41, 11, and 14.
Was this away or home?
That was away.
Okay. So they was in Brooklyn.
They was in Brooklyn.
Lights.
Yeah. He put up 41 on them in Brooklyn. Same thing for Cleveland with Karis LeVert and Donovan Mitchell. They both put up 41 on the road.
Yes,
in Boston. And then you got Then you got at the fifth spot, you got Maxey putting up 44 points as well. So yeah, some certified bucket getters in the league right now for this week. Definitely like a lot of good scores. There's definitely gonna be more to come. It's gonna be some other names up there that we definitely gonna be shocked to see, but there's also gonna be some names that we expect to see. In terms of like what their production is. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, they've been balling.
Yeah.
Shout out to all those players, man. Now I'm excited for my segment. It's called "Call It Like I See It." You know me, man. I'm a straight shooter, man. It gets me in trouble sometimes, but I just call it like I see it. Now, while we were talking amongst ourselves, we was talking about the Lakers and how they're 0-5, and is it a surprise to some people? Maybe not. It might be a surprise to some people, though. You know what I mean? Now, I'm calling it like I see it. I wouldn't be surprised. This is a bold statement, but I'm gonna just say it. But I don't all the way agree. But I'm gonna just say it because I kind of see it.
Okay.
The Lakers, what if they tank their season, right? Because you got one of the biggest draft picks next year to ever be included in the NBA, right? Have y'all been hearing about this guy?
I have.
Seen videos.
So his name is Victor, and then his last name starts with a W. It's pretty much. It's a long name, but he's 7'4". He shoots, he dribbles. You know what I mean? Now the thing is, I'm not sure if the Lakers will purposely tank their season because you're gonna have a lot of pissed off Laker fans because that's not really Laker culture. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't be surprised. You know how the NBA. All right, I'm gonna call it like I see it. For me, I love the league. I really love the league back in the day. I feel like it was more genuine. Cats wasn't making that much money. He was playing harder. It felt like it was more pure compared to nowadays. It's me calling it like I see it. So, what if these teams are tanking for this pick next year, man?
I wouldn't put that past the league. I wouldn't put that past the Lakers. The Lakers always find a way to get what they want. They always do. Like, I'm not, not trying to say it from a place of hate. I'm just being honest. Like, the history shows it. They get who they want. The league has, in some ways, I feel an interest in them. Just like the MLB got interest in the Yankees. And it's just like, we want this team to be relevant. So in the process of that, we're going to find a way to, unscrew some things that are tightened in order for us to make that happen. And it's just, I feel like the revenue that they bring to the league is partly because of that and the history and all of that, stuff like that. So what you think, Austin?
Hey, man, anything is possible, especially if they keep losing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
0-5 now, man.
So let me ask you this question, though. With LeBron, now that we on this topic, right? Since this is his team anyway, with LeBron on this team and at this age of his career, and if they were to go and fully execute that out, what do you think he's going to want to do? Do you think he's going to want to stay there? Or do you think because he's looking at Cleveland again and he's saying, damn, they look really talented over there.
Nah,
I think I might want to go back.
So I look at it like this. LeBron, he likes to show that he's a competitor because he probably is a true competitor. You know what I mean? People like LeBron and how they portray themselves, they don't like losing. No matter, even if it's light at the end of the tunnel, right now, losing doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing, especially if you a player his caliber, walking out the league, about to get into the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? You don't want to leave the taste in people's mouths that you went out like a loser. Even though you're a champion, you still want to kind of retire, leave the NBA on better terms. So the thing is, if LeBron get hurt, then I feel like this shit rigged. I'm gonna be real with you. If he get hurt and he's like a substantial amount of time that he can't play and the team suck, Anthony Davis in and out the lineup, Westbrook can't get the job done, I'm gonna be like, that look like some bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I'm calling it out right now. Right. LeBron don't really get hurt that much. And they go like, oh, it's father time. He got hurt. Every dog
Fits the narrative.
Every dog gets his day. And it's like, all right. So if he does get hurt, can't play the rest of the year for some shit, and then they get the one of the best draft picks, we're gonna have to put his name on the screen so everybody can see, and maybe show some highlights because he's good. 7'4", shoots, dribble. He can see the defense. If they get him, and then LeBron and the Lakers resurrect their career, like the Laker career or some shit, I'm gonna be like, bro, that's some bullshit. You know what?
Then they go on to win and shit.
Yeah,
that shit.
But I don't think. But your question though, you said if the Lakers tank and LeBron, you think he'll still be there? I think LeBron is still ride out the wave. I don't think. I think LeBron listens to what people say about him, and he doesn't want to go back to the Cavaliers because I know for a fact people will be talking shit about him, and he'll probably be thinking like,
yeah, you know what? I think what you're saying right now is going to age well. I think it might end up going that way, especially when you alluded to the injury piece. Because when you if they get too bad into the L's, I won't be surprised. Let's just put it that way. LeBron, sprained ankle, oh my God. And then they say, he's out, it'd be like, but this same injury wouldn't have held him back 5 years ago when they was in a title contention. But then it's a perfect storm.
It's a
perfect storm because he is older. He can play the cards anyway at this point. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm old. I'm not expecting nothing, right? But then I'm so old. I'm a GOAT. Yeah. I'm a top 5 player on everybody's list, basically. So it's like you can play it either way.
But I know for one thing, LeBron wants to play with his son. So LeBron, I think his son's gonna be a freshman in college next year. Senior now, so he probably got at least 3 more years in the league.
He gonna play about 25 years in the league. He gonna play about 25 years.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Never seen that before. But 25 years is what he looking at. Yeah,
cool.
Well,
y'all wanna just roll into it? Keep it going. All right, it's my turn. So I don't have a title for this, but basically the gist of it is drawing parallels between basketball and value. All right, so I want to have a conversation. So I'll just start by kind of explaining it. I guess the motto is, the think piece is, what's the net worth, right? So we all know, like, basketball, right? It's this sport. It's a game. And I think a lot of times people overthink or overlook the value of the net, you know what I'm saying? Like, and its importance to, make the game enjoyable, right? So whether it's a nothing but net, it's like that dopamine, like, makes you want to keep hitting that type of shot. You know what I'm saying? That's the pinnacle of basketball, right? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I want to ask a question to both of y'all, like, what's that same effect, that dopamine, like, how the net is to basketball? How do you what's that to y'all personal? Like, what drives y'all personally? Like, what's the same equivalent, if that makes sense? So if it's like your actual job, what's the nothing but net action, or what's the nothing but net, something like that.
When that direct deposit hit,
money, right?
I would say same. I'll say same, and yeah.
Okay.
But to break it down.
Yeah, break it down. Like, so if you were to, what has to happen in order for that direct deposit to hit?
So when you're playing basketball, you got the ball in your hand, you shake left, you shake right, you spin, you step back,
right,
hand in your face, all net. You had to do a lot to get the all net shot.
Right.
In life, you got to do a lot to get money. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say money equates to happiness.
No.
But money is essential to get what you need. You gotta get a house. You gotta get to work. You gotta provide money to get food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess you can say whatever job you're doing. Say you're a construction manager or some shit. Mm-hmm. You gotta lay the foundation.
Yeah.
Make sure this is right. Could have had an issue. Could have did this. Could have went so many different ways. But when the house is done, it's like, damn, I did all that. I did all the crossovers just to get the all net. I did all that just to build the house.
I actually like this parallel that y'all are going into. to be quite honest with you, I'd have to say what drives that, if that's the question, I'd have to say more so the family. I'd say like, my wife, in terms of like what we trying to build and things like that. And, I think that has a lot to do with the bottom line of like, what that driver is for me to even get to that point where we talking about the whole money piece. Like, what am I really doing this for, basically? So,
For sure.
I think it's beside me. I think it's just like now we're in that box where there's other people that might rely on you. I think that's really where it comes down to, at least on my standpoint. So, yeah.
All right. So, what about you? What's your take on what you asked us?
So, like, for me, it's it has a lot to do with planning, right? When you got to read the defense, you got to be able to understand what the play is, take what the defense is giving you. So that parallel is kind of setting your action, your plan, and then executing on that. Given with your team or your individual skill set, the more consistent you are with executing on a single plan, the more chances for switches for that dopamine. So
That dopamine.
yes, sir.
Because that's what you were referring to, the swish as the dopamine.
Yeah, that's the kind of the reaction you get. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple
feels
as
good.
it's as simple as like a text notification. You know what I'm saying?
Or
That's
a bunch of likes on an Instagram post.
Exactly.
That's an excellent parallel. The fact that, like, the switch, because I felt the exact same thing. Like, when you hit that switch, you just like, I want to get that same thing again.
Yeah, but
like, how can I make the shot the exact same way so I get that same, like, hitting the shot wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Getting the coupe was the best part.
yeah, but to like flip it and be like, all right, just show the proof of that value. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine playing basketball without a net. We all kind of did it before, right? It ain't the same when you hit nothing with nothing but you make it nothing but air, but it's still like damn.
Did it go in or air ball?
Right. So yeah, I was just shit. That was my think piece. I guess that's my thing. Think pieces and parallels and metaphors. Yeah, I know we did we touch on Bill Russell and everything like that.
I mean,
I don't know if that's in the camera, but I can edit it. So just with the jerseys, the NBA having number 6 on all the jerseys, like it speaks to just his icon, him being an icon, and having that feat of the most wins. You know what I'm saying? Scoring because it's not always about the most swishes. It's about getting the W. So within the game. So you know what I'm saying? Each game is on the game. Like, it don't matter if you win by 2 or win by 30.
You're not gonna remember how the game went, but remember if they won it.
Yeah.
I got a question on your question. This is kind of out there, but what feels better, winning by yourself or winning as a team? What feels better, when you're on the top of the mountain by yourself, like I did it, or you're on the top of the mountain with your team, like we did it?
I personally think winning with a team.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that, not to sound cookie cutter, is because I do love, the solo, like, hey, I'm better than you in X, Y, and Z, or I proved this, especially if you've been challenged on it, right? But when you are trying to gloat that, right, like how you individually want, some people don't take it well, right? So I'll give you an example of that parallel. Let's take, not to get too deep, but let's take Floyd Mayweather, right? He's in the sport of boxing,
Okay.
right? That's a solo act. He can talk and be like, hey, I'm undefeated, I'm yada, yada, right? I make as much money, whatever, right? There are people who don't like that because they don't like the fact that he is so successful in that, right? But he's not doing anything wrong because he's gloating what his profession allows him to do, right? But the backlash to that is that, like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
And that kind of like that, or because people, it's in rarefied air piece, right? So it's like when you're trying to share that with somebody else, it's easier to deal with.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for the public atmosphere,
Yeah,
like,
right.
as opposed to just like you by yourself, because some people
Yeah.
would take it as arrogance or whatever.
Now,
right?
do you think if Money Mayweather had a team that was in the light, just like he's in the light, you think it'll kind of ease people's?
I think if he was in a different sport and did the same thing, it would be different.
Yeah, but what the same sport? He's a boxer. Be like, he's gloating all his money, kicking his feet back on his money. But what if he was doing that with his personal trainer in the picture? You know what I mean? His coach, all his team was there kicking their money up on millions of dollars, not just him in the picture, you think that would ease people's reaction towards him?
I think it's a double-edged sword when I bring up the Mayweather situation. I think like people, like depending on who you are, just don't like him.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that would ease it. You know, some people was going to nitpick something. But to go back to the original question you asked in terms of, you know, is it better to win by yourself or is it better to be successful with a team? I'm going to say a team because they can shield you from a little bit more of the direct criticism or like, you know, because people unfortunately will criticize you even when you're doing extremely well, you know, but
just like I am with
you're not sharing it with them.
Yeah.
It's not, they're not going to give you that love.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Like if Floyd Mayweather was to give somebody $10,000, be like, hey, come kick with me because I just won this boxing match. I bet that person become a fan.
Right.
Because you're sharing it with me now. So like people like to personalize like that. So I feel like that team piece can really help a lot with that.
I think that's a trick question. I think there's no such thing as getting to the mountaintop by yourself.
Nobody
That's
gets
a valid point.
Even if you in golf, like you still got a caddy, you still got trainers, you know, you just still people that contribute to that success. So to answer your question, it's better to get there with a team with everyone acknowledged for their input. So therefore, you know, I mean, that's where gratefulness comes in and gratitude and all that. So
yeah. It goes a long way. Well,
yeah, I mean, we've definitely covered a lot today, y'all. You know, first episode back in season 2.
Like riding a bike.
Yeah, NSA Bulls Podcast. We definitely back. We would love for y'all to like, share, subscribe, you know, to our content. We'll definitely keep pushing out more content as the season progresses, more topics at hand, more things thought-provoking that, you know, we just want to kind of share with y'all as well, too. But we appreciate y'all, you know, tuning in for this episode. Until next week, y'all have a good one.
Peace.